Hello and welcome to the Winning Post. We're here in Hyderabad, which is considered one of the most progressive and sparkling cities of South India, and its racecourse is no different. Today, it is home to the Colts Trial Stakes, sponsored by Race2Win.com. So lots of excitement coming up for you. We also have a celebrity lunch hosted by a film actress, but I won't give it all away. Let's go across to Mahendra Malia first, who's standing by with someone who's going to explain to us about the track, how it's going to play, and the significance of this race.
I have with me a man who knows the track of the Hyderabad Race Course as good as the back of his hand. D. Netto here with me, jockey and trainer. What are the memories like when a jockey you won the same course some 30 years back?
Yes. Yeah, we're very well associated with Hyderabad. I've had a lot of success here as a jockey and as a trainer. And this is a wonderful track. We're blessed with two tracks here. We have the monsoon track and the winter. And this season the track has been really nice. We're blessed with a very bountiful monsoon, early monsoon. Last 10-15 days we've had a dry spell, but credit to the clerk of course, they've maintained it really well and saved the track, the inside of the track for the classic races. So we do have a good track today. It's very important to have a good track because the most important thing for a trainer is a nice track, the horses come back well, and yeah, of course in a race you need a good track which has a lot of give in the ground. So yes, it's very important, track is very important. Apart from timing, a bit of give in the ground for horses to travel well and doesn't hold back, and you have a genuine track, and you get a good result from that.
The Hyderabad Race Club, much like this city, is known for its progressiveness, its integrity, its transparency, and it's one of the premier destinations for Indian horse racing. The man behind it is Mr. Surinder Reddy, and Mohit Lalwani is standing by with him.
Yes, and with me is Mr. Surinder Reddy, the chairman of the Hyderabad Race Club. And I must tell you, he's not only the longest serving chairman of the Hyderabad Race Club in history, but is the longest serving chairman of any horse racing body anywhere in the world. And this is the one race club that has thrived through the ups and downs of horse racing over the years. And I'd love to ask you how you made that all possible.
One thing we should never forget, that any organization needs the support of the members and the public and the government. And I was fortunate to have all three of them. And our government at a crucial time helped us by bringing down the tax. With the result, not only the government benefited, the race club also benefited. We were also fortunate to have this race course. It's our property. We were lucky we could buy it from His Exalted Highness the Nizam, who gave it to us for a song. So, and today we are the only race course in the country which owns their own race course.
So racing, like any other sport, got battered by the pandemic. But we started to revive, the sport started to come back. Where do you see the future? What are some of the important things happening in our future?
It was not only the COVID. What really hit Indian racing is the GST, which on average we were paying about 10 to 12%. It went up all of a sudden to 28%. Our turnover is to be 1,260 crores just a year before GST came in. And when the GST came in, within 6 months, it dropped to 300 crores. We were at a loss. We had to rework the whole thing. We had to work on the stakes and the salaries for the employees. We survived.
Finally, sponsorships is such an important part of this game. Race to Win sponsoring, a monsoon classic. Your thoughts?
Today, the big race that is being sponsored by GopiRao. GopiRao's father, Shankar Rao, was the bookie, very old bookie, one of the oldest bookies. He is no more now. He was the president of the Bookmakers Association and a very fine man. As a fine man and a gentleman. It's difficult to find people who are in the sport of gambling to have that kind of a character. And unfortunately he's no more. His son Gopi took over. One day he came to see me. He said, "Uncle, I would like to have fixed odd betting." I said, "Gopi, what is your experience. No, he says, during father I used to do it. So our board, the proposal was put up, our board considered it, and they formed a company, Raising Gaming Private Limited, and we gave it to him, and he's sponsoring, and I wish him all the luck. He has sponsored 2 races, one of the fillies and the colts.
Well, hopefully this is the start of many more to come. Mr. Reddy, thank you so much for your hospitality, for hosting us, talking about the main race. It is time for us to take a look at some of the contenders. Let's go down and have a look. Sponsored by Razor Gaming under its brand Race to Win, the Grade 3 Deccan Colts Championship Stakes over a mile has 8 starters, and as a leading indicator to the Indian Classics, it's no surprise that the race is being rated by some of the top regional 3-year-old thoroughbreds. Ahead of my time from Western India will race in the imposing silks of Cyrus Poonawalla and has backed his purple pedigree with 3 victories from 4 starts, including a recent Class 3 victory in Pune. While question marks swirl around his ability to last the mile trip of this race, many feel that he will get home purely on his class and form. Over from Bangalore, Arjun Mangalorkar has brought over Tranquillo and Celano, and Rajesh Naraidu has brought 1. Tranquillo, a winner of his last 2 starts, is in the best form of his career, while Celanto, a fashionably bred son of speaking of which, is yet to win even if he has demonstrated that he can. It isn't easy for maidens to win such an important race, and if he were to, it would be a fairy tale story.
Time now for a quick break. When we come back, we'll catch up with one sensational human being and actor from Hyderabad. So stay with us. Thank you so much for staying with us here on The Winning Post. You know, they say Hyderabad as a city is a vibe, and I think this entire vibe is encapsulated in this beautiful, charming human being who I've just had the pleasure to meet like 10 minutes ago. Lakshmi Manchu, producer, actor extraordinaire, and my guest for right now. Lakshmi, such a pleasure to meet you, and I have to say the first thing that hit me about you was that you have this tremendous energy. Tell me about it.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm really excited. This is my first time. I'm really ashamed to say that it's my first time, but I'm super excited. I got to call my friends today for lunch and look at these beautiful horses, and we couldn't have asked for a better weather. So the energy just comes automatically. And I have my friends and amazing food. I'm sorted.
Okay, so horses, right? Have you ever had any enchantment with horse racing? You said this is your first sojourn. I was overhearing one of your conversations where you spoke about how you like to prepare for anything that's coming your way. Has any prep gone into today?
Not today, because I was hoping on my friend Gopi to guide me into what to do, because he said it's not about just picking a number or a horse. It's about how it was bred, where it's coming from, who's the jockey, how many races has it run, and he gave me a whole book to read, and I was like, just tell me which one to bet on. But I just enjoy looking at horses and the connect I have with them. I think they're one of the most beautiful, gorgeous animals ever. I have had the pleasure of riding bareback when I used to live in LA, and I tell you, when you connect with that animal, you really feel your spirit come alive.
Tell us a little bit about your background. You've studied in America, you worked there, you've had your tryst with the Western world and here as an actor, as a producer. Just tell us a little bit about your journey.
See, it's always interesting. I find it very, I go shy because I'm like, you're Hyderabad Ammai, you know, to talk about my journey. They've seen me since I was a little girl, but that little girl to show up like this and be hosting things today is like, it's a full circle moment, because I remember I've gone to the races with my dad when I was a little kid, and you just watch, you never dream of, you know, hosting an event like this and being a part of such a grand day. And LA really got me grounded, I have to say, because being whose daughter I am and who my brothers are, you have extra wind beneath your wings. But those also were nipped when I went to LA. So I really had to learn and be who I am to understand who am I without all of that. and grateful for that humility and learning, and to come here and enjoy that aspect of me that I can't deny, because growing up here, I didn't tell anybody I was Mohan Babu's daughter or who I was, or I wouldn't tell people my entire name. But not so anymore. I own it, embrace it, celebrate it, and here is a beautiful 180 degree I feel for me today.
When I started coming to the races, my very first experience was pure beginner's luck. Just hone in on a name that you like and give it a shot.
The only preparation I did was my outfit.
Which is fab.
I wanted to throw down and look the part, but other than this, I don't know what I'm doing here. But I will take your advice and feel it. My number, I did feel a number and it came second. I was like, second. They're like, you should have placed it like this. I'm like, I just know how to bet one way. But I learned. By the end of today, I will be a pro.
Wonderful. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much and good luck at the races. I will take stock at the end of it.
Yes, I'm waiting. I'm going to walk away with a lot of cash, I hope.
We might just share. Thank you. Thank you so much.
There's a wild energy about horses, and I feel that the particular animal has got a certain spirit that kind of resonates with anybody. I mean, you don't really have to get know a horse personally. It's just the energy, the way it runs, the way it goes around. It's that beauty that you like to be with and see all around.
This is the first time. I'm so excited. I've seen all this in movies, never in real life. So I was just asking my husband, I want to bet, and I did. But it's just like, time pass kind, So we just bet on our two favorite numbers. Now let's see. I'm looking forward to the race now.
What number did you bet on? 9. Okay, chalo. Third.
I know.
Maybe second. Did you bet to win or place?
I don't even know that. I just put some money because Gopi said you can put money on horses. I said, okay, I'll put on 2. So I don't even, what's the difference?
So win is like when you come first
Huh.
and place is first, second or third.
Damn, I didn't know that. Gopi!
Okay, the man behind today's sponsorship is GopiRao. GopiRao is no stranger to horse racing and has been involved with the sport for, well, at least as long as I have been, for sure. Gopi, you're no stranger to this sport. So this sponsorship, your passion for the game, take us through this journey.
Well, in regards to the sponsorship, is that we always want to do something for the industry, and we've been in the industry since past 60 years. My father, myself. So it has been a long journey. I used to run up from the school and come to the race course and look around, and Hyderabad is like my birthplace, Hyderabad Race Club. So there's a lot of connect, and we always had the zeal, and we've been brought up with our parents saying that we need to do something to the industry what we are connected with for ages. I need to give all the credit to the chairman of the Hyderabad Race Club, Uncle Surendra Reddy, and he's been always encouraging, to do something for the industry, and he goes out of the way to do for the industry, and that is also makes a lot of difference for people like us, to kind of think in a very straight manner and a positive manner.
Technology is close to your heart. You're an IT person. Take us through the genesis of how this all happened and, the brainchild.
I have a company called Razer Gaming Private Limited. That is a company which we have our own product of the software. So down the line, the fear is gone because I have a strong team, and now I'm almost an IT guy. I can do anything with the technology. Yes, we've been here from ages, and we've been seeing all the cycles of the COVID, non-COVID. I don't look at anything other than a legal platform where everything is accounted to the government. In fact, we got an appreciation from the Finance Ministry of India appreciating us for the kind of timely submitting of the taxes, and also such a huge contribution of taxes to the government.
Racing does give back so much to the government. With that comes challenges. We're still very highly taxed when it comes to GST. It is seen as a sin sport, for lack of a better word. But what are some of the challenges, that being one of them?
Yes, as you yourself said, that GST, that's so huge that the industry is dying. I did put in a word whenever I could with the people I know in the ministry, or whenever they reach me, to at least make that into a 12 to 18% where the industry can survive, because there's so much of families relying on this industry, and as such the horse racing industry is going down rather than going up, and our motive is to penetrate the new blood into it, and everyone knows that is a royal sport, is where it has been from ages. So I want to keep that up.
Fantastic. And Gopi, let me tell you, thank you for having our team over. Thank you for inviting us here. It's always a pleasure to chat with you. It's always a pleasure to discuss the future of horse racing with you, like-minded. With that, I'm going to take a very short break. When we come back, we're going straight to the Race to Win Colts Trial Championships. Stay with us. We'll be back.
Thank you for staying with us. You're watching The Winning Post. All the horses for the Race to Win Colts Trial Stakes are in the starting gates. Let's get over to the commentator for the call.
So runners and riders are parading in the parade ring for the feature of the day, the Racetowin.com Deccan Colts Championship Stakes Grade 3. Runners and riders are just beginning to leave the parade ring and make their way onto the main track. Loading operations to commence any moment from now. Air being walked up. Served there. Taken in. Tranquilo. Gets in ahead of my time. Walking in quietly. They all locked up and ready. Stand by. Away they go for the Racetowin.com Deccan Colts Championship Stakes Grade 3. Evenly dispatched from the gates by all the runners, but as they sort themselves out as the Western India challenger ahead of my time is just ahead, Barbara a length in front of Air up on the outside, a length and a half, 2 lengths away. There we go back to Tranquilo, half a length up on the outside of Tranquilo. There's Ashoka, a length and a half away. There's Ashwa Yudhvir, another length away. There is Salento on the inside of Salento. There's Sardar, a length and a quarter away. Bringing up the rear is True Icon as they pass the 1100. Approach the 1,000 meter marker ahead of my time in the red and white is the leader. Barbara a length in front of Air up on the outside. A length and a quarter away. There we go back to Tranquilo. Half a length up on the outside of Tranquilo. There is Ashoka. A gap of 2 1/4 lengths away. There is Ashwa Yudhvir. Then we go back to Salento. Second last there is Sardar. A length and a half away. There's True Icon as they pass in the 700. Back to the leader, ahead of my time, still continues to be the leader in a start to finish mission. Barbara length in front of Air up on the outside. Then we go back to True, then we got Tranquilo with on the outside of the Ashoka. Then we got Ashwa Yudhvir, Salento. That's the order as the heads turn firm. Round the turn into the straight, ahead of my time, comes in on first. It's got a lead of about a length and a half in front of Ashoka is the one in chase. Then we go back to Air, then we got Ashwa Yudhvir. Salento is up on the stand side, but it's ahead of my time, still about a half in front of Ashoka is the one galloping up resolutely. Then we go back to Salento, but it's Ashoka down in the center, about a half in front of Salento is the one coming up with a rattle on the outside, and it's going to be old Salento who's going to win the Racetowin.com Deccan Colts Championship Stakes Grade 3. What a win by Salento, trained by Arjun Manglokar, ridden by S. Anthony Raj. What a win. Out of speaking of which, Salento has come up and blown the field in the last few meters by beating Ashoka.
He looked the part in the paddock, but what's really excited me about watching him is he seems to be very scopy.
Yeah, well, it's his maiden win of his life, and it's a classic. So, wow, it's a great performance on his part. Unfortunately, early on in his career, we couldn't get him going because we were running him in shorter ground. And now we've got to a mile, and I'm really excited about looking at how he will run when we stretch him out over a distance.
And what's exciting is he was able to switch off very nicely. He's a horse that lengthens very nicely. When I was watching the race, I looked at him coming at them, and with 100 meters to go, I said he's just going to mow these lot down.
Yeah, I spotted him a bit earlier than that because I was looking at my horse, and the minute I saw Tranquilo was not going anywhere, I switched my attention to him, and I could pick him out well ahead that he was going to get there. It's always exciting to get there.
It always is. Let's turn around, take a look at the race together. They're just turning for home now with about 500 meters or so to go. Take us through the race.
Yeah, well, here I saw that my Tranquilo was going nowhere. The minute Anthony switched him off, I told him to wait till that patch goes by. He's let him down now, and here I could spot him that he was going to get there.
With the nice long running straight in Hyderabad, you know you're going to get there.
Yeah, definitely. Hyderabad track would suit him. I'm really excited of bringing him back on the 2nd of October and look forward to it.
And just if you took a look, as he came to challenge the horse, he just kind of lugged in a little bit, more out of immaturity than anything else.
Yeah, well, he's done it in his last start also, so I am a bit concerned about it. But we'll get him right for the derby.
All right, very well done.
Thank you.
My horse was traveling very well in the backstage. I was given confidence. The state also I was waited a little bit. Then my horses respond the state. I did my job. So I gave only one or two correct tracks. Then I went to Angeles. My horse responds very well. He won comfortable. Yes. I have to thank my trainer and Wonder sir. That's it. Whenever I goes down, my boss brings me up. So today he gave me a boost.
What a fantastic day it's been with so much action, so much glamour, as horse racing should always be. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to now leave you with some highlights from the day. Until we see you next time, goodbye and may the horse be with you.
I've been having a lot of fun watching the horses in action. I think it's beautiful. They're majestic creatures. And to be here in this beautiful atmosphere, watching them in action, nothing like it.
You know, horse racing, it gives the impression of, number one, competition. And particularly when we talk of the phrase neck to neck. Entire life, every dimension of life is neck to neck competition. And that term has originated from races. When you see the finish point, how the neck to neck comes. So in many ways it reflects life, modern life, how competition is, how much hard work, training, and a bit of luck is required in whatever you do.
Not too much of planning. Formal, yes. My style statement is usually very elegant and chic. And when I knew that I was coming to this race course, I figured a nice red on a beautiful Sunday would be the way to go.
Thanks to him, yes. I've seen him ride horses. I have accompanied him here when he's come. So yes.
And tell us about today. Are you having a good time?
Oh yes. Lakshmi is a good host. This is a lovely place. I like it.
I'm having a lot of beginner's luck. Winning it, enjoying my drinks and food. I think it's great. Thank you for having me.
Lovely weather, great day to be out on the Sunday. And please come down, I guess, next year and be a part of this historic day and historic event.
It's really exciting to see all the horses running, and it turns out that I've got something in common with the sponsor race2win.com, who are also sponsoring for the first time. It's really lovely to be here and I'm happy to be here.